every moment just to breathe, living unshared honestly. In the quiet, I become me.
You weren't born cold. You became this way, one disappointment at a time, until warmth felt more dangerous than distance. People say you've changed, that you're colder now. They don't realize they were the ones who slowly taught you to stop showing you care. There was a time when you answered every message, cared about every detail, believed every promise. Back then, you thought effort always meant safety. But every betrayal rewired something small inside you. Every broken promise whispered the same lesson. Caring too much only gives people sharper weapons. Eventually, your nervous system did what it always does under repeated pain. It stopped trying to feel everything and started trying to survive instead. Psychologists call this emotional numbing, a defense mechanism where the mind reduces feelings to avoid being overwhelmed. It's not cruelty, it's self-preservation. From the outside, people see you as distant, detached, even heartless. On the inside, you're someone who once felt everything a little too deeply. You remember what it was like to overthink every message, replay every conversation, to worry about every shift in someone's tone or energy. Being warm used to feel natural. Now it feels like handing someone a loaded weapon and hoping they don't pull the trigger again. So, your system adjusted. You stopped initiating, stopped oversharing, stopped expecting people to stay when things got heavy or inconvenient. You didn't wake up one morning and decide to be cold. You just stopped rushing to the fire after realizing you were always the one getting burned. Over time, your brain created shortcuts to avoid familiar pain. It learned to shut doors earlier, lower expectations, and emotionally step back before things go wrong. Psychologists call this protective withdrawal, a pattern where distance feels safer than connection. It often appears after repeated relational trauma. You stopped believing words and started watching patterns. Promises mean less to you now than consistent behavior and quiet actions over time. When someone new enters your life, the warmth doesn't come out automatically anymore. Trust has become a slow, gated process, not an open door. You test people without meaning to. You wait to see how they react to silence, to boundaries, to the first time you don't make it easy for them. If they pull away, you take it as proof that your distance was justified. If they stay, you still struggle to fully relax into that safety. People might say you're cold because you don't overshare anymore, but oversharing used to be the reason people knew exactly how to hurt you. Now you speak in shorter sentences, share fewer details, reveal less of your inner world, not because there's less there, but because it's more protected. You used to explain yourself, defend your feelings, convince people of your intentions. These days, you let misunderstandings live and walk away quietly. That's another way emotional coldness grows. It's not that you don't care what people think. It's that explaining yourself has never stopped you from being hurt. So, you conserve your energy. You choose silence over arguments, indifference over chasing, and emotional distance over begging someone to treat you right. Psychologists might call this adaptive detachment, a coping response that appears cold, but it is really just a nervous system done with begging for safety. Deep down, you still feel things intensely. You just don't show the intensity anymore, because vulnerability no longer feels romantic. It feels dangerous. You've learned to keep your tears private, your fears quiet, and your hopes small. Not because you're pessimistic, but because disappointment has become too familiar. People see your straight face and assume you don't get hurt easily. The truth is, you get hurt so easily that your mind built armor to hide it. Being emotionally cold is not the absence of feeling. It's feeling so much so often that your body had to put everything on mute just to function. You still notice the small things, the forgotten messages, the delayed replies, the change in tone. You just don't react to them the way you once did. Where you used to ask, "Did I do something wrong?" you now tell yourself, "This is who they are." Then you adjust without announcing you're hurt. This is how emotional coldness keeps you alive in places where warmth was never respected. But it also keeps you distant from people who might treat you better. The same walls that protect you from harm also block you from comfort. That's the cruel paradox of becoming emotionally cold after being hurt too many times. Some people mistake your boundaries for hostility, but in reality, you're drawing lines you should have drawn years ago, when you still believed everyone was good. Healing doesn't mean tearing down all your walls overnight. It means slowly building doors, testing locks, and letting safe people in one small piece at a time. It means noticing who respects your silence instead of demanding constant access, who shows up without needing a performance of emotion from you. You are not broken because you became colder. You are a human being whose warmth was mishandled, whose openness was taken for granted one too many times. Your coldness is a story, not a diagnosis. A story about someone who loved deeply, got hurt repeatedly, and chose survival when softness stopped feeling safe. If any part of this feels like you, know this. You're not heartless. You're healing in the only way your system knows how right now. If you want to understand yourself more gently, stay, subscribe, and let's keep exploring the psychology of how pain changes us and how we slowly find our way back. And now, to say goodbye, here's the full track Quiet Becoming. If it resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Thank you.
In the silence I unfold, with hidden thoughts I never told. Quiet strength beneath the noise, unspoken truth in a trembling voice. I walk the roads no eyes can see, collecting pieces left of me. The world moves fast, but I move slow. I find my peace in letting go. Every shadow, every scar taught me who I really are. I don't need a crowd to know that I've been growing in the glow of the quiet shape in me, soft and steady, wild and free. I don't need the world to see, every moment just to breathe, living unshared honestly. In the quiet, I become me. There were days I lost my way, trying to be what others say. But in the stillness I returned to all the lessons I had learned. Healing slowly, healing true, learning life in shades of blue. The loudest battles are within, yet silence holds the place to win. Maybe peace was never loud, never found inside a crowd. Maybe strength is standing still when the world is moving downhill. Maybe I don't need to prove every rise and every move. Some lives bloom behind the scene, and mine is growing evergreen. In the quiet shape in me, soft and steady, wild and free. I don't need the world to see, every moment just to breathe, living unshared honestly. In the quiet, become